How's it going, guys? Welcome to EricDoordash. So, I woke up this morning to these comments on one of my YouTube videos, and I really, it made me laugh so hard. I had to make a video and share it with you guys. So, let's jump right in and go over what was said. Alright, so BulldogHouse9970 commented, "There are 3 good reasons why I do not use platforms like this, and I think you all can agree with me on it. First and foremost, the most important is guys like this." He's talking about me, guys. The second thing is how the company treats its employees, and third, you're paying double taxes on your purchases, once through the establishment that you are buying from, and the other is through the platform, so you're getting screwed twice by. Do not, as far as you not getting tips, that is your fault. You're so damn lazy you don't even knock on the door to wait for someone to come to the door. Whenever I make a purchase, Domino's or whatever, I never do the in-app for caps. I always pay in cash. Now, why do I do this? To help you, the driver, because I do not think that the government has any right taxing your tips. Alright, so let's jump into this, guys. There's a lot to go over. Guys, I can't say DoorDash treats us well or Grubhub treats me perfect, but out of all the jobs I've had just as fair treatment with these apps as any other jobs. Sure, there are times where I've gotten in trouble. I mean, hell, there was one time where I called support because I pulled up at a store. They had already handed my order out, and when I called support, the agent marked order as delivered instead of canceling it and giving me half payment. I got full payment, and the literal second I hung up the phone, I got a contract violation for order never arrived. When I called support back, they refused to help me, refused to put me on the phone with the manager, and made me do 100 deliveries to get rid of the contract violation. So I mean, yeah. You're disposable, but you're disposable at every single job, guys. Every job treats you bad. Like when you are at a job, for example, I was a manager at Fazoli's, okay? And I was treated as if I was disposable, despite being there for years. And you know what? When I did quit, I was disposable. They were able to replace me. They're able to train someone else. And that's why you're treated that way. Why would they care? Why would any place care when they can get someone else, probably pay them less, and they can do the work just as good as you? All this stuff is so easy to learn, guys. Like, it doesn't matter. All right. The other thing this guy talks about, Bulldog House, you talk about taxes. You don't use this app because they double tax. They tax you for what you're buying, and then the app taxes you. What are you okay, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but listen, man, like, every freaking place is taxed over and over. If I go and get a job at McDonald's, by the time my check is in my hands, my money has been taxed probably like 5 times. What are you talking about, dude? Every place taxes. Every place double or triple taxes you on what you're doing. It doesn't, what are you talking about, man? If I get my paycheck, the employer has to pay taxes on the income, then they have to pay taxes on the payment to me, and then when I get the check, I have to pay taxes out of the check, despite they've already paid twice on it, and then they take my taxes out, and then when I file at the end of the year, like, guys, it's like this at every place, trust me. Talking about taxes, if I have the convenience of not having to leave my house, and someone's just going to bring my food to me, and I don't even have to tip them, who cares about getting taxed twice, dude? You can order something, and then you're paying like $4 in taxes. Like, that's normal anywhere, It's not that big of a deal. Now, if you're talking about the delivery fees, yeah, they'll charge you some hella delivery fees. I think the biggest thing isn't that you get taxed twice. I think the biggest thing is that they increase the cost of the product on the app. And then when you buy it, you are then taxed for the increased number on that product. So, you know, if I order Aldi's, they're going to charge me $3 for something that only cost $1.50 or $2. And then they're going to tax me on the $3. And then DoorDash is going to send me a notification that says, don't give the customer the receipt, because they don't want them to know how much in store that product was actually worth. You know, but that's part of it. You're paying for convenience. You know, there's going to be fees for that. You can't have convenience for free. He goes to continue to tell me that I'm lazy and don't deserve tips because I don't knock on the door. Dude, guys, help me out here. When you are delivering food, almost every delivery says leave at door. Do you knock when it says leave at door? Because almost every other delivery says do not knock, do not ring doorbell. I have dogs, I have kids, I don't want to be disturbed. You know, like almost every other house I deliver to has dogs barking when I walk up on the porch. You want me to knock? Why? Their dogs are just going to go even more crazy. They're probably going to get mad at me and leave me a bad rating. If they want me to knock, they wouldn't put it as leave at door. And if they did, they might put in the instructions knock. I see it all the time. I'm not going out of my way to knock on a door so someone can yell at me for knocking on their door. I'm not doing it. It doesn't make sense. Dude, the app sends you a notification. They're going to let you know that you have food there. I don't need to knock on your door. It's... You know, it is what it is. In 2 years of doing this, I have had only one customer walk outside as I was trying to get in my car and leave and yell at me for not even knocking on his door. And let me tell you, it was a no-tip customer, and it was in an area where it is bad neighborhood. It was in Carbondale, and I've seen drug deals. I've seen cops there every other day, and the place is right by the police station. And the dude came outside, didn't even see his food on the ground right in front of his door, and thought I had stole his food and was yelling at me for leaving with his food and saying I didn't even knock on his door or anything. And his food's sitting right there, and he stepped over it and didn't even realize it. Whatever, dude. Like, it's your fault as the customer if you don't put knock on door. It's not my fault. If it does not say knock on door, I'm not knocking on the door. I'm going to assume you have a reason you don't want me to knock. Plain and simple. Then Mr. Bulldog House goes on to talk about how he orders from Domino's and he doesn't tip in app. He only tips cash. Okay, well, dude, what? A Domino's employee is on... He's getting paid by the hour. They don't, even if you tipped in the app, that goes to the entire store and it's shared amongst everyone's pay at the end of the day. I know, I've worked at these places. So what are you talking about, dude? That delivery driver isn't seeing that tip. That delivery driver isn't getting told by his manager that customer tipped. You know, he doesn't get any incentive on that delivery, that tip on that delivery. So yeah, tip cash when you're ordering pizza, that makes sense. The driver's driving to your house. You want to make sure the money goes into his pocket. It doesn't make sense, dude. And as far as taxes, dude, my brother worked at Domino's and Pizza Hut, and he did not claim his tips for taxes. In fact, his managers at both of those jobs, when he went to enter his tips in on the computer at the end of the night, looked at him and goes, "Why are you doing that?" They were actually genuinely confused why he would even try to report it. So, whatever, dude. But what makes me laugh about this is, like, the last part. He says it's because you shouldn't have to pay taxes. As a delivery driver, it's unfair that the government's going to come in and tax you. What are you talking about, Bulldog? I don't understand, bro. Okay, I DoorDash last year filed my taxes. The entire year I made 0 payments on my taxes. Okay? At the end of the year when I filed them, I got money back from the IRS. They did the math, said they would have owed me back had I paid in, so I just got paid. I didn't pay a single dollar in taxes, and I got money from the government. What are you talking about, dude? DoorDash drivers, to my knowledge, don't pay taxes. Every single one I've talked to said that they didn't have to pay taxes at the end of the year. Dude, last year I had $40,000 in tax reductions according to Everlands, just for miles driven. I made, I think, 70 or something. I don't know. I haven't looked at my how much I made last year. But, you know, guys, I definitely am not paying taxes. $40,000 in tax reductions just for miles, you know? Like, guys, we don't pay taxes. Anyway, guys, sorry to rant about this so much, but it made me laugh. you know, I thought it was some interesting points. I just want to talk them over, you know, maybe have a conversation with Mr. Bulldog about this. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time.